Let's dive into the NFC East here. Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, and the Washington football team. Is that the football team?
I don't call them anything other than Washington football team or Redskins, Chris. I will not put Commanders out there. I won't do it.
They are not Commanders at all.
I won't do it.
No, they're the Washington
I
football
will not
team.
do it. It's such a bad name.
Let's start with the Dallas Cowboys. I'll kick this one off here. Dallas Cowboys are sitting at 10 here on our list of win totals here. So Cowboys feeling a little bit of the pain of that 6 year, $90 million contract that they signed with Ezekiel Elliott. But I think that they're still going to have like a double-headed monster when it comes to running the football. Mari Cooper ditched for the Browns. I still expect them to put Dak Prescott in a good spot. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz will still be there for the offensive side of the ball. They're pretty decent on the offensive line. Maybe not as good as some years, but I think they'll still be pretty good. Their defense is two of the best players in the league: Marcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons. They have a nice. They're good in the regular season. Let's just put it that way. They choke in the games that matter. So I'm gonna keep this quick. I lean in a weak NFC. I kind of lean the over on Dallas a little bit here. Dallas 10. I think they get to at least 11 wins. NFC's taking a step back. G Girls is barely over. I'm kind of with you there. I think they get at least 11 wins in this NFC.
No, I think she's laughing at reckoning. Actually, if you guys have followed, I have some good friends that are big Cowboys fans, and I respect them, and they're kind of my NFC team. I'm taking the under, Chris. This team has too many issues.
Interesting.
They're aging a little bit. I love Micah Parsons. He's going to be elite. You look at this offense, I'm worried. They lost Tyron Smith this past week to a season-long injury. I don't know who's going to fill in at left tackle, but if you fill in at left tackle, then if you replace him with a right tackle, then you got to figure the right tackle. This offensive line is going to struggle a little bit. Outside of CeeDee Lamb and maybe Dalton Schultz, you don't have a lot in the pass game early on before they get healthy with eventually our CSU boy Michael Gallup. When he comes back, though, I don't know. I have a lot of questions with this team, and to get to 11 wins, I don't feel great about that. I don't think this team is good enough to feel comfortable about 11, and quite frankly, maybe they could win 10 and then it'd be a push, but I could see them easily just being like a not a dumpster fire, but not winning anywhere near 10 games, like 7-8 games this year as well. They don't put out a consistent performance year to year. I'm taking under on Cowboys, as much as I hate to say it.
Milwaukee's with a hot take in the chat. NFC is way better than the AFC.
What? What, Milwaukee? The NFC is what? Better than the AFC. Better than the AFC. Are you looking at this NFC East? Are you looking at it? This is a dumpster fire. Everyone's hyping the Eagles, and they have Jalen Hurts as their quarterback. They'd be an afterthought in the AFC. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Milwaukee.
Goodness.
How are they not?
How are they? How is the NFC? Look at quarterback play. And tell me the AFC isn't way more loaded than the NFC. This division alone, you could argue, doesn't have a top 10 quarterback in it. And that'd be a pretty... I don't know if I'd agree with it fully, but at best you have Dak borderline top 10. The other three aren't close to top 10. I don't even know if they're top... Well, you could... Hurts... Some people are hyping Hurts. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I'm there with Hurts.
Hey, he's defending you. Look at the AFC East and who wins Super Bowls.
Who wins Super Bowls?
Let's just say the best quarterbacks in the league or the best teams in the league.
The AFC is absolutely
Stacked.
better than the NFC this year.
Stacked.
I've never seen it more stacked than this. You could, like last year, you could have said that and be like, all right. It's not close quarterback wise, which is the most important position. AFC is so much better than. Oh my goodness. There's like 5 teams you could even argue could win a Super Bowl in the NFC. You could argue like 8, 9 in the AFC. It's wild to me to think that.
G Girls spamming New York Giants. Let's go there next.
Yeah.
Hey, PP.
I used to be a bus driver, but I had to quit. I was fed up of people talking behind my back.
Yeah, I think you said that last. Oh, you having your midnight snack, Scotty?
I'm stressed out now. I'm eating the hot dog that was in the beer earlier.
That was. If you missed it, go check that out.
The chat is stressing me out.
Local bias, says Milwaukee. It's not a local bias. It's not a local bias.
What is local about AFC versus NFC? Outside of my number one team is in the AFC, but there's a ton of years where I would have told you the NFC is better. But you cannot explain to me a avenue where the NFC is deeper than the AFC or better than the AFC this year. It's just not. It's not true.
About your
What's wrong?
smartphone and TV spying on you. Your vacuum cleaner has been gathering dirt on you for years.
It's true. Also,
what did Yoda say when he saw himself in 4K HDMI?
oh, May throwing out all the biddies with all the jokes. I love it.
I've heard that one.
I love
it. The Yoda one I've heard.
The Yoda one's great. And then the vacuum one.
I wish I could do a Yoda accent. I can't. I can only do a Jar Jar.
Let's get into the New York Giants here. So this could be the last hurrah for Daniel Jones, right? I mean, Daniel Jones, he's trying to figure out what they are, what he is. And honestly, I mean, Saquon, he's coming off an injury. So, what we're going to get from him, hopefully, is a full season. I want Saquon to have a full season. I do. So hopefully that's the case. But I don't know, man. At 7, I can't imagine.
Where did grease come from? It oozed out of Turkey.
Oozed out of Turkey. Grease does ooze out of Turkey. That's true. Devil Doc says Daniel Jones to throw 50 touchdowns at P3. Yeah. I lean under 7 for the Jets. Or Giants, I mean. Giants. Sorry. Under 7 for the Giants. I just think that Daniel Jones, I don't know if I'm sold on him necessarily. Their O-line, their defense are still meh. Like, they're okay at best. Their pass catching options continue to underwhelm. Like, oh, now we're just got jokes left and right.
My wife is thinking of leaving me because of my obsession with poker. But I think she's bluffing.
I call the bluff.
Call the bluff.
The Giants are missing one essential person for them to be successful. They need Andre the Giant.
Fair.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Or Eli Manning, randomly in like random years where they're not that good, but then they just win Super Bowls.
That being said, I'm going under. I think that the Giants are going to be maybe a 5-win team, 6-win team.
I will take the over, Chris. I don't know if I believe in Daniel Jones. I don't know if anybody believes in Daniel Jones, but this is not a great division. You can win some games. You can sneak some games in here just to get to that number. I think if Saquon stays healthy, you might have a nice running game to back that up. And a defense that's not terrible. I think they win at least 7. And maybe push at 7, but if they're gonna take it, I think they go the over. Someone said matching up, Chris. I don't even know who it was. They were matching up the NFC West, AFC West.
Oh, the Milwaukee's.
NFC. It was AFC West and AFC North versus NFC West and NFC North.
Well, no, Milwaukee's best. AFC North versus NFC North. Just leave it at that. AFC North.
Oh no, there was someone else that did both of them.
Oh, got it.
And I was just like, how do you look at those two divisions or both sides with the right mind and think the NFC is on like a level playing field or a better playing field? That blows my mind. Like, I don't know where to go with it, and we got to get through these, but that's a wrong take. That's a very wrong take, Chris.
Are we going to talk about Carson Wentz? Yeah, we will once we get to Washington football team, i.e. the Commanders. I think Tyrod gives the Giants a better chance to win, but I get why they have Daniel Jones to give him a shot. Yeah. Didn't Tyrod leave the last game on a cart, says DZ? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of questions in New York. There's too many questions for me to like the over at 8 wins.
I'd rather have Daniel Jones than Tyrod Taylor. Personally.
Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 is a registered 6 offender.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay.
All right.
Thank you all for the biddies, by the way. Appreciate all the bits you guys are sending in. I love listening to all the different jokes and everything you guys got throwing out there. Hit us up. Keep them coming. Philadelphia Eagles, 9.5. Now, they benefited from a weak end of the year schedule.
When I was young, I was poor. But after years of struggle, I'm no longer young.
Hey, there you go. No longer young. Thank you, Double Doc. Philadelphia Eagles here. Scotty, I'll let you go ahead. I started on the Giants, so I'll let you start on the Philadelphia Eagles.
The world is betting the over on the Eagles 9.5. Like, it's very heavily slanted in that favor. Even saying that, I think they hit over 9.5. I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts. I'm not there at all. But AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, you have a new second-year coach out there that performed pretty well when you squeaked into the playoffs last year. With an evolving defense that added some pieces in free agency. This team should be better than last year. I think they won. Did they win 9 games last year, if I'm not mistaken? They should get to 10. There's no reason they shouldn't get to 10. I think Hurts can be a little improved. I think you have better weapons with AJ Brown to go along with the second-year Devontae Smith, which I think is a big year, getting the second-year wide receiver versus a rookie wide receiver. I think that's a huge plus. You have Dallas Goedert. There's multiple weapons. I don't know if the run game is going to be very good. We don't even know who their running back is going to be between Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders. It's kind of just a free for all there. And the defense isn't great, but I think this team can get to 10 wins. I'll take the over.
With you guys under Dallas and over Philly, you're contradicting yourself when you say Dallas wins the division, says Reckoning.
Probably. You're probably right.
I think, I had Dallas over. I'm going to take Philadelphia over 10 or over 9.5. I mean, I think they get to 10 wins. Now there's some weird things. After a 2-5 start, the first season, Coach Nick Sirianni had a bizarre press conference where he was talking about fertilizing soil to make the roots blossom into a flower. Kind of weird. But I just think like they've made a lot of moves, and I think that they've put Jalen Hurts in a position where it's on him to succeed in this offense. It's on him to like get this thing rolling. If they don't do it this year, I think they're in a lot of trouble with him. I don't think he's their guy. This is the year that he needs to prove himself. This is the year in the NFL. I've said this a few times. There's a lot of guys trying to prove themselves on what they really are. And there's a lot of teams that have tried to put the right pieces in place for certain quarterbacks around the league to make sure that this happens. And Tua's in a spot, he has no room for excuses. I think Jalen Hurts in a spot, no room for excuses. I think that he has to get to at least 10 wins, double-digit wins, and I think that he does this year. Hey guys, what's up, Unknown? How you doing? Packers Vikings versus Bengals Ravens. Come on, who you taking? says Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's literally taking rivalries at the top. Like he's only taking the top 2 teams in each division, ignoring the other 2 teams as if they don't exist. Like the NFC West has Seattle. Seattle's going to be a dumpster fire, right?
Yeah,
they're going to be really bad.
The fact that they don't got the
NFC North. The NFC North has the Bears and Lions. Okay, those are the 3. If I had to rank all the teams within the AFC North, NFC North, AFC West, and NFC West, those are probably the bottom 3 are all from the NFC. They're not good. So you can't ignore that when talking about the divisions.
Channel Points Redemption here. Dallas Cowboys, say something nice. I mean, I have the over on Dallas Cowboys. I like a lot of their pieces that they have on defense. I like a lot of the pieces they have on offense. I think that they're going to be over the win total here, just by a little bit here. They're a great regular season team. I just don't know if they have it at the end of the season or in the playoffs to get like over the hump when it comes to like those big time wins. But that being said, they're going to win games in the regular season.
Mine is, I think Micah Parsons is my pick to be defensive player of the year in the league.
There you go.
Love Micah Parsons. Said it time and time again. He's my front runner to win defensive player of the league. And if I was to have a draft where I'm like, you take a defensive player, number 1 overall, I'm taking Micah Parsons all day right now.
Washington coming up here last in this one. Over under 8 is the total. Now they do get a new quarterback, Carson Wentz. Obviously, Jew Girl was like, "Are we talking about Carson Wentz?" Yeah, we'll talk about Carson Wentz. They have Terry McLaurin. They have second year back Antonio Gibson, tight end Logan Thomas, all above average in their respective positions. I think they're going to be, good in those areas. They're not great, but good. And I just think it all comes down on Carson Wentz. The over-under here is set at 8. For me, Washington's a weird one in a sense that I find it hard to believe that they're going to get above 8 wins based off of like the year they had last year was really disturbing to me. like we had them, we were pushing for Washington last year and they burned us. Like it wasn't just the injury on the defensive side of the football.
I mean, the defensive side failed epically.
They failed epically
the whole year.
And that really just put a bad taste in my mouth to the point where I'm just like, I can't do it with this team. I'm going under. I think this is a 7-win team at best.
I can't take the over on this team. This team, I don't think a lot of people think it's an upgrade at quarterback. I don't see it with Carson Wentz. Reports are it hasn't gone great. Like, can you tell me in the history of the last 30 years, Chris, a quarterback that has been traded 2 consecutive off seasons and then been good? Like it's never happened. I'm not expecting Wentz to be good. I think someone in the chat asked whether, I don't know who it was here, whether Chase Young's back. Not yet. I don't think Chase Young's going to start the season. He wasn't good the first half of last year when he was healthy, and then he got hurt and was out. But he's not going to start the year. There's not a lot to point to on this team. Like you're starting runner. Brian Robinson got shot today. So you have Antonio Gibson, who is in the doghouse, which might be a good thing because I think he's more talented than Brian Robinson. But ultimately, you don't want to see a guy get shot in general in what was either a robbery or a potential like carjacking situation. Defensively, not a lot there. Like there's not like, I love Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin is highly underrated, and you put him with a top 10 quarterback and he would be talked about all the time. He's just not in that mold, but he is that dude. He's that good. He's that type of piece. Terry McLaurin's a monster. I think that's the best player on Washington. 8. I'm going under on 8, Chris. I don't think that's that hard to pick. It's a weird number to me. Why they're at 8?
Yeah.